The Dads That Game radio podcast is brought to you by Video Games Monthly. Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service that delivers retro video games to gamers who own classic gaming systems from the 1980s through 2000s. And the best part is, you keep the games. Check us out at videogamesmonthly.com.
Live from his wife's basement, still gaming into their elder years. This is the Dads That Game radio podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wolf and William Small.
That's right. We're rocking it out. You know it. Yeah. This is the Dads That Game radio podcast. Hello, everybody. Hello. We're back again. I am Michael Wolf, and with me, as always, is...
Will Small. What's up?
An hour behind. Dear God, dude, that was really slow. What's wrong with you? So, yeah.
I guess I'm just slow today.
Apparently, it happens. Sometimes you're right on the money, and then sometimes it's just, it's just sad.
Way behind.
It's just really sad. I don't know. Sometimes it's just really sad.
I'm sorry.
We'll forgive you, I guess. It's been a heck of a weekend. It's Monday. If you guys haven't noticed, we did not record yesterday. That's mostly my fault. Mostly. It is my fault. Not even mostly. I went to Bacon Fest, the Blue Ribbon Festival, Bacon Fest, on Saturday. And I was on my feet like all day and eating bacon and drinking all day. So, I'm of age. I can drink. I can say that, right?
That sounds lovely.
Yeah. I can say that. I'm of age. I can drink. I can have a good time. So, went with some friends from work. It was a lot of fun. So, ran into a guy that listens to our show too, and I know he does because he told me he does. Just mostly because I think he's one of those people that listens to the show to see if I'm going to say anything silly or negative about Microsoft. But hello to Dakota from Microsoft. He's actually from Microsoft. He listens to the show, so I wanted to say hello to Dakota. So yeah,
just to throw this out there, we never really say anything bad about Microsoft.
Kind of.
Microsoft is fine. I mean, we have a lot to say about Xbox,
right?
But and I know that's owned by Microsoft.
Sure.
However, we never give anybody the business if it's not warranted.
Yeah.
That's I guess.
Very true. Well, and I told them too. I said we're not just out there to pick on Xbox. I said
No,
we just want you guys to be successful. I mean, I was like, if you listen to our earlier shows, we took almost half a year and ranted about Nintendo, and then Nintendo finally pulled their stuff together. And before that, we made fun of PlayStation. We made fun of PlayStation VR, big time.
Yep.
Big time we did. So I think it's warranted to make fun of Xbox sometimes. I mean, like I said, you have one of the most powerful systems out there, but yet nobody's playing it. Why? That's all I'm wondering.
Right.
So
exactly. What's going on?
What's going on? Why don't you guys have more? I mean, I know that the cool thing about Xbox and the cool thing about Microsoft is that they're really trying to get into esports, which is really nice because they're doing a lot more with Mixer. They're doing a lot more with local tournaments around in their their Microsoft stores, which has really been sweet, and we've been able to get a part of that with Noobs and Pros. I have nothing bad to say about them. It's just that I wish that they would have more video games is all, because I would love to be able to use my $500 system that has 6 teraflops of power that's more powerful than my PC at this point, but I can't because there's really nothing I'm interested in playing. So except for Sea of Thieves coming up, which there was a cool article about Sea of Thieves this weekend. I don't know if you saw it, but they said it's finally microtransactions done right, because it's not pay to win. It's like pay for cosmetic stuff. And a lot of people that have been playing it have actually said it's been amazing. So I'm excited for that game.
So you didn't get a chance to jump into the beta?
I think it was like a day too late, because I heard that they were like, because it closed out on the 18th. So if you guys are wondering if you can still get into the beta, probably not unless they open it, because it just closed yesterday. Yeah, it was like the
Yeah, I think-
16th through the 18th. I totally missed it. You know what else I missed too? The Steam sale.
What's that?
Steam had a a Lunar New Year sale. Totally missed that too. I don't know why we're missing these things. I blame you.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean that's fine. I mean, probably my fault.
Probably is. I'm just saying.
Most things.
I can only
most
do-
things are my fault.
I can only do so much of getting information together for the show. And, you know, I miss a lot of stuff. And then when it's too late, it's too late. So, yeah, Steam had a... I think if you guys are listening today, in these last few hours of the day, sorry, Thursday nights, yeah, you can still catch the Steam sale. So, they had a lot of independent games and a lot of... I think a couple... I didn't really see any huge AAA titles on there. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a deal is a deal. PlayStation's got a deal going on right now, too. So, just saying. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I mean,
alright.
well, and I mean, Blizzard's still doing their Lunar New Year stuff through Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm, and you know things like that. So it's the year of the dog. Did you know that? I could be totally wrong about that. No, it is. Yeah, it's the year of the dog. Interesting.
Well,
So
ooh.
I'm the rooster. I think I was born in September. Yeah, I think
I'm
last
the
year was my
walrus.
year. Year of the walrus.
No, that's beetle.
Yeah, I know.
Beetle's
I got it. Thank you. I'm old enough to get it.
Yeah, we're old. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm old
no
enough
one
to
else
get.
will get that. That's the problem. Nobody.
I am
will
the.
get it.
Yeah, I am old enough to get that song. I grew up, yeah, in that time frame that you did, pal. Thank you.
Although
So-
we both.
Yeah.
Neither of us grew up in that time.
No,
We
but I
just
mean
don't
that was the
old enough
that
to
was the
know it.
music
Yeah.
that our parents listened to.
Right,
So
exactly.
yeah, so I
But
mean,
no, I am.
yeah.
Year of the Dragon.
Okay,
So-
gotcha. That was a horrible movie, by the way. Just saying.
Year of the Dragon. Yes, I heard.
Oh,
that.
Kiss of the Dragon. That's what it was. I don't know. I've always liked Jet Li
I
though.
think it was a Year of the Dragon. wasn't it?
Year, I think maybe two. Yeah, I know Kiss of the Dragon. That was a horrible movie. Moving on.
Close. No, it's-
Welcome to show. Welcome to show 89. We're gonna start properly here. I know, I never do.
Welcome to show Left Turn.
Yeah, welcome to the show Left Turn. I am your host, Wolf Michael. See what I did there? Funny. I'm so funny.
Good.
So funny. Sorry, I had a cough there. A little cough. But today is Monday. Obviously, it's February 19th. I did not have to work today. It was glorious. So,
That is nice.
hung out with my kid most of the day. It was nice. So, check us out, www.thedadsthegame.com. Thursday nights, thank you for sticking around. I don't know, maybe we'll record Monday nights from now on to make it a little less far between the weekends for those Thursday night kids and adults. I don't know. We'll think about it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Thursday night, it is February 22nd. Please support the Podcast Radio Network. Use the TuneIn app. Tune it to the Podcast Radio Network. Also, you can find them on the Crikey app, Krykey. Tune it to 102.6. You can find the show accordingly there. We are on that network, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Has not changed. We're still there. Awesome. Love it. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Video Games Monthly. Check those guys out. You can check them out on our website. Very, very cool. If you're looking for a way to get old games without eBay it up or going through older video game stores, that sell older video games, I guess, like a hobby store,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it. Video Games Monthly. Yeah. Check it out. It's amazing because they have all those games. They can send them to you for a reasonable price. So check it out. But also thank you to Player One Coffee. Check them out, www.playeronecoffee.com. If you are a first-time user of Player One Coffee, if you need some coffee that is inspired by video gamers, go to their website, buy some coffee. And if you are doing that for the first time, when you go to checkout, type in code DADS, that game, one word, for 5% off your new any order there. So thank you to them. So I was really tired Saturday. Like I said, was at Bacon Fest all day. Funny story, by the way, and then we'll get into the video game news that's going on this week. So Smash Mouth was performing Bacon Fest. And I know, you're laughing already, because that's the funny part. Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Here's the funny part, because I went with, like I said, I went with some friends from work. We had a blast. We were just hanging out and doing all kinds of fun stuff. At the end of the concert wasn't until like 5 o'clock. And by the time that 5 o'clock rolled around, we were like super tired. So we really just didn't want to go. So we got a Groupon deal on the whole, the whole festival, and it was basically like the same price. It was like $33, but that's like the price of like the ticket normally. This year they lowered down the price and opened it up to kids. Normally it was like a 21 and older event, and it used to be like $50 a ticket. So they've lowered down the price quite a bit, and then they added the concert ticket on separately. But we got a Groupon for like $33, so it wasn't really, we weren't losing money by not going to the show. But I could only name like 3 Smash Mouth songs, and apparently the band has like 9 albums, over 80 hits, I guess. But I can only name 3 of those, which is really funny. We were
2 or 3. That's
yeah. I can only name 3, which would be All Star. I can't even name 3 of them right now. Oh, I'm a Believer. If you've ever watched Shrek, and then what was it? Walking on the Sun. Yeah, there's 3.
Yes.
So, but the funny part is that Bacon Fest starts at like 9 in the morning. So it's an all day thing. It's an all day event. Like you have to pace yourself, otherwise you're just you're gonna die. They just had tons of bacon everywhere that you can ingest, and there's just cocktails everywhere. So just everywhere. So tons of fun. Like I said, ran out to Dakota out there. He was volunteering with the Youth Foundation. I'm trying to remember what it is. It's called Yes, but it's Youth something. I'm sorry, Dakota, forgive me. But very cool guy. Very cool that he volunteers out there. And then obviously if you volunteer, you get to go to the show afterwards. So he was out there, and I talked to him for a while. Talked to him about Battlegrounds coming up next month. Stay tuned for that, because that's actually going to be very exciting too. But getting back to my point is, like roughly, I would say probably about 4 o'clock rolls around, and the show closes at like 4:30. We were just beat. Like I was just tired, and I turned to my friend and I was just like, "Do you want to just do you want to get rid of these Smash Mouth tickets?" And she was like, "Yeah, let's just let's see if we can just find somebody to take them." We probably asked about 20 couples. Not kidding, 20 couples if they would like Smash Mouth free Smash Mouth tickets. We didn't even want money. Yeah. We just want to get rid of them. About 20 couples. 21st couple rolls around, and we finally got rid of them. How bad is Smash Mouth that 20 people don't even want to go see Smash Mouth? I just want to know. Like, seriously.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And the thing that made me laugh, too, is that John Oliver, with Last Week Tonight, is back on the air now on HBO, if you guys haven't seen it. He actually made fun of Smash Mouth last night. I almost died laughing, because he was talking about how he was talking about America and what a great country it is, but how many horrible things come from America. And he was like, here's a song by Smash Mouth sang by this choir, and he's like, it's a horrible song, but it sounds beautiful coming out of this choir. But it just made me laugh, because I was like, man, I can relate so much right now, just because it was like 20 people didn't want to go see a free Smash Mouth show. It's like, hey, here's 2 free tickets you don't even have to pay for. Just go to the show. Nobody wanted them. It was ridiculous. So it just made me laugh. So I'm sorry, Smash Mouth, but there's better bands. That's all I got to say. So, yeah.
I mean, only like slightly better, though. I mean,
I don't know. It just made me laugh, though, because it was just like, it's like basically like handing out free money at that point, and like no, everybody's like, no, it's cool, no, we're good.
I don't want any money.
I have standards. Yeah, I have standards. I'm not gonna sink down to your level. Like, oh my god, like what have I become? So, all right, that's all I wanted to go over. But I had a great weekend. It was fun, and I'm glad that the news this week is fun too. Some kind of retro stuff coming up. A couple of retro stories, actually. And then there's a story that we really need to have a serious conversation with our audience about. Because, you know what? No, I don't even want to do it now. It's just going to anger me, and it's going to set the whole tone of the show. But we're going to read some of these stories. We'll go over, obviously, week in release. We're going to read some of these news stories. But then you and us, Dads That Game, and the audience that listens to us, we're going to have a sit down, okay? I'm going to use my freaking dad voice. That's how upset I am. So I'm going to use my dad voice like I did that one time with Jeff. That's how upset I am.
All right.
You have no idea. Anybody that doesn't remember is telling us the story about Jeff. Destiny kid. He used to ruin stuff a lot, and then I finally got really upset, and I used my dad voice. So it's going to happen today. So tune in for that. It'll be fun. But let's talk, obviously, week in release. Let's talk about what's coming up. what you're going to be able to play, what games I still don't care about. But this is going to cover you, obviously, from the, today, the 19th, all the way up until 24th. So, yeah, that'll be fun. But starting on February 20th, you'll be able to get yourself Legendary Gary. Ooh, that just sounds fun. Legendary Gary.
Legendary Gary.
I'm Legendary Gary. I know one Gary from the Imaginary Friends. He's kind of legendary. Yeah. Hey, Gary. You can get that on PC. Apex Construct on PS4 on the 20th as well. I have no idea what that game's about. It looks interesting. Armored Warfare on PlayStation 4. Deadbolt on PlayStation 4. I don't know how to be happy about this game. I really don't. I really just want to be like, yeah, this game looks amazing and interesting, and it really doesn't. I'm still mad at this game. So it's Kojima's ripoff is what I'm gonna name it. Metal Gear Survive finally coming out on the 20th. I don't care. I really don't.
Metal Gear, don't buy it.
Yeah, I played the beta. I wasn't impressed. I saw the video footage. It's Metal Gear Solid 4 or Metal Gear Solid 5 with new skins. It's all it is. It really is.
The game is exactly like.
Yeah.
They took the game and they said, all right, this is a big FU to Kojima. We're going to take the game that he made because we own the rights to it.
Yep.
And we're going to go ahead and just
reskin it.
Put our own little stamp on it.
Yep.
And sell it. So that's it.
Yep. It's sad. It's sad but true. But I don't know, man.
Anybody that actually spends real money on it, I feel like you're going to find out pretty quick that there's not as much meat to it as you wanted there to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you look at the game too, especially because it's $39.99, whatever. Yeah. It's not a full retail price game, so right there that tells you just buyer beware. I'm not gonna hate you if you obviously go get it. I would just say you're probably not the brightest person in the world if you go get it. I'm just saying. So, but hey, we live in America.
I won't even say anything negative really about Konami because no one really knows what happened between
Kojima and Konami.
Konami.
That's true.
That's their business.
Right.
I mean, Konami has made a lot of good games over the years.
True.
So it's just that whatever did happen between them two, it's unfortunate. That's all.
It is unfortunate, but I would say I'm really saddened by this game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I obviously, if Konami wants to put a ban against me, just like they did Colin Moriarty, fine, go ahead. But I'm entitled to my opinion, and you guys know what you did. So I don't even have to say anything further than that. I mean, you guys know what you did. You know what you put out there. It's crap. I'm sorry. If this game comes back and gets amazing reviews, which I really don't think it's going to. Yeah.
We'll both go, okay.
Yeah.
So that's our opinion.
Right.
We can have the opinion that it's not good.
Well, I've said that I've apologized before, and I've said that I've been wrong plenty of times. When we know we're wrong, we straight up say it. Yeah.
But speaking of, I really almost spent $9 on the Mass Effect Andromeda the other day.
Oh.
Because it's on very much sale, so you can get the whole game for $9.
Wow, I feel sorry for you.
I still had to try to figure out if it was a $9 game or not, and I decided no, it's not.
You could have bought a bag of chips and 3 candy bars and been just as full and satisfied than just playing that video game for $9. So
maybe even more satisfied.
Probably.
So I chose not to spend the money on it because I said, it's probably since all of the reviews, on top of all the reviews, the fact that they're not supporting it in any way, shape, or form means that they know they put out a piece of
garbage.
Yeah.
So sad. Another video game bites the dust. It's not the first one. It's not the last one. But it's just really sad. It was really, really sad. Yeah. Moving on. Also on the 20th, you can get yourself Premium Pool Arena. Premium Pool Arena. That looks interesting. What is that about? It's a pool game. Not like swimming pool. Like pool.
I'm thinking swimming pool.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking it's like a skateboarding game, or it's like are you
build a swimming pool? Yeah, in an arena, deathmatch
away
style.
From the fact that actually playing.
Like pool. Yeah, got it. It's classy, I guess. Moving on. Also on the 20th on PlayStation 4, The Station, Symmetry, Tiles, and then Xenon Valkyrie. Yeah, all coming out. Puzzle Puppers on Nintendo Switch, actually. Old Man's Journey.
Fantastic.
I know, right? Puzzle Puppers. Let's see what that one's about. No idea. Just looks like
Doggies.
Looks like dogs,
Kinda
but like
dog-y.
whack-a-mole style.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Old Man's Journey on Nintendo Switch. Rad Rogers. There's another fun name. Rad Rogers. That actually looks really cool. That looks like 3D side-scroller. So, interesting. PlayStation 4. Here's a game we need to talk about, because I am very interested in this game, and it's gotten a lot of buzz lately. It's from a little team called Blobber Team, but it's called Layers of Fear.
Yes.
It's coming out on Nintendo Switch, but correct me if I'm wrong, this is like the first like horror game going, well, I mean, if you exclude Resident Evil. Resident Evil's been on Switch, but this is like the first horror game that I can think of that's been exclusive. Well, it's not exclusive. It's been on other stuff first, but it's coming over to Switch. So
I think
it looks really interesting though. Like not
interesting
Yeah.
is the word.
Yeah.
At this point.
Sure.
That's about what you can say. It
Right.
looks interesting. I don't know. I've looked at a lot of stuff on it,
Yeah.
and I don't really know.
Let's play some video of it. Hold on. Let's see here.
Vinny Caravella. Oh no!
Oh no, it's some guys talking. Never mind then.
Wow. that was intense.
That was just frightening. Oh God.
Yeah.
I would
That was
say
the game. Then I'm definitely in.
Well, that one looked really interesting. The other game that I saw that was coming out on the Nintendo Switch, actually the next day on the 22nd. Actually, I'm sorry. I Hope is coming out on the 21st. I really hope that's good. You see what I did there? Okay, got it. Moving on. Where's my drum? I need to bring my drum back. I would tell a dumb joke and then hit the drum, then just move on. That's how the format goes. Now I just feel awkward. Right. Here's another game though on the 22nd that I thought was really interesting looking. This is actually, I'm sorry, this is the one getting a lot of buzz. It's called Hollow, and it's coming out for Nintendo Switch and PC on the 22nd. This game looks actually very, very interesting. So this was another kind of creepy it's like a first-person shooter, but it was kind of creepy horror-ish. I don't know about that one. It looked interesting. So yeah. That was the one that I was actually talking about. The Layers of Fear one, I think it's been around before, but it's coming over to Nintendo Switch. I am right. Yeah, it's been on PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and now it's coming over to Switch. But it's like it's like a creepy mansion puzzle game, but it still looks cool. Hollow was the one that I was talking about, coming out on the 22nd though, I'm sorry. Also on the 22nd, you can get yourself a Dragon Sinker. Looks like basically like a retro Zelda game. Looked really interesting. On Nintendo Switch. Ace of Seafood. I don't even know where to start with that one. It looks like you're in the sea shooting fish. So, Ace of Seafood.
Not so much in a barrel.
No, just like you're in the sea and you're
in the sea.
under the water, and look, there's a lobster. That's great. I don't even know where to go with that one, man. So, good job. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
It's going to a Switch on the 22nd, though. Also, you can be able to get yourself Superola and the Lost Burgers. Am I reading that right? Yeah, Superola and the Lost Burgers. I have no idea what that game's about, but that's coming over on Nintendo Switch as well on the 22nd. Typo Man on the 22nd. That is a third-party developed game, but that actually looks really sweet. And actually, I believe this was out on Wii U before. I am right. Yeah, it was out on Wii U, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Finally coming over to Switch. Looks really cool. It's been out before though. And then to finish out your week up until the 23rd. Oh man, there's still just a great load of games coming out. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 on the Switch. SteamWorld Dig 2 on the Nintendo 3DS eShop on the 22nd. That's already out. That's been out on the Switch. That's coming over to 3DS apparently. Magical Drop 3 on the Nintendo Switch. That looks very Japanese. Very, very Japanese. Interesting. Radiation Island on Nintendo Switch. A lot of third parties coming out. I actually read a really cool article from Nintendo of how they said they don't treat AAA games differently than what they've been treating independent games. Probably the reason why we've seen such great independent games coming
So
over.
much of them, yeah.
Yeah, to the Nintendo Switch, which is nice. Here's a game that I love. I love the title, and I even love the picture of this. Space Cats with Lasers VR on Nintendo Switch. Obviously, not a VR game, but man, that is a fantastic name, and the picture's even better. Past Cure on the... What is it? The 23rd? Yeah, 23rd. That's coming to our PlayStation 4. Oh man, I hate Japanese names sometimes. I'm sorry. Yumi Nikki Dream Diary on PC on the 23rd. I'd probably said that right, maybe. Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet on the 23rd on PlayStation 4. If you guys have not played any of the Sword Art Online games, definitely check that one out. It looks actually really cool. Toki Tori 2 on Nintendo Switch. Twin Robots on Nintendo Switch, and that's it. That'll do you for the week. So, trying to see if there's any big hitters coming up soon. I see a lot of big hitters. Well, yeah, especially April, March.
And they're kind of just a little bit away. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we still have to be excited for, like, Sea of Thieves is coming up, obviously March 20th. God of War is coming up April 20th. Dark Souls, the new one coming out in the May. Mega Man.
March.
Yeah.
March is a huge title coming out. Far Cry 5.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Well, oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, March 27th. Sorry, didn't have a picture. Yep.
Very excited for that.
That is going to be a great game. So I am excited for that one, too.
Everything I see about it just looks really, really good.
Yeah. So we'll see how well it plays out. I was just excited to hear the downloadable content when they came out with that stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say the DLC is what sounds even better.
I know. So
ridiculous.
We talked about that last week we talked about that? Yeah, I think so.
Either last
or
week
2
or the week
weeks
before, yeah.
Yeah. So
It
was good. But let's get into the news. Obviously, we do have some stories to cover. I really do want to break out my dad voice, and we're just gonna have a talk. I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. That's all I want to do.
I just want to talk.
I just want to talk to you. But let's start it off. Obviously, this game has been amazing. The tournament we just had at Microsoft was amazing. The turnout was amazing too. But Dragonfall Fighter Z, they're already talking about DLC characters coming out. So they said on the top of the 24 characters already available in Dragon Ball Z, Bandai Namco is introducing an additional 8 fighters to the roster post-launch as DLC. While the publisher has been quiet about these characters, who these characters will be, we've now gotten a look at the first 2 coming to Dragon Ball fighting game, courtesy of Japanese magazine V-Jump via Jamatsu. I cannot pronounce Japanese names, so we're going to move real quick on this. The first 2 DLC characters on the way to Dragon Ball Fighter Z are the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, ooh, that'd be a good one, and Goku's father, Bardock. The former was one of the 15 DLC characters we wanted to see added to the game. This is their opinion. I'm sorry. This is from V-Jump, actually. According to Jimetsu, Broly's special gigantic meteor, enormous energy ball that uses key gauges. Bardock's special attack is called Ravager Assault. When activated, the warrior will transform into a Super Saiyan and delivers a rush attack. Broly and Bardock are included in the Dragon Ball Z Fighters Season Pass, along with other 6 yet-to-be-released DLC characters coming to the fighting game. Bandai Namco has announced the individual pricing for 2 fighters, but the Season Pass cost just $35. Might not be a bad idea. Just get the Season Pass this time around, especially if you've been huge into that game. So, we'll see. I don't know. I love the game. I don't know if I would spend $35 for a fighting game DLC. So maybe sometimes it's just easier to just, spend depending on what they cost individually, like the fighters individually have like $2-3 a pop. Sometimes though, they're like,
get the ones you actually want.
Right. But like sometimes, like I would say even some of the fighters, like I would say this was really bad in like Tekken 7, Mortal Kombat were really infamous for this. Like the DLC characters were like $12-13 sometimes. So it kind of encouraged you to buy the DLC because you got a better deal. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how much they cost. But yeah, that's out there. I thought that was really cool just because obviously we just got done with our Dragon Ball Z Fighters tournament. I got my butt kicked. Brian from Noobs and Pros did really good. We already went over that, but it was a lot of fun to see. And I like that game. It's fast paced. It's like an easy combat system, but just to master it, it's just insane. So, and these kids know how to play it, and it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Do so good.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like, I don't get how you can get that good at like those, like at the button. It's not button mashing, but knowing how
the
fast
combos
to hit the button and the combos.
Right.
It's just, I even when I was young, I just didn't have that ability.
Right.
So it's crazy that these kids do.
Well, I have to go back to like playing like the original Mortal Kombat. Like the only move that you'd hope to God would work was just the uppercut because you had no idea how to make everything else work. So. Yeah, I mean, I grew up. I'm a kid of the arcade, So it's like whenever you can go to the arcade and you found somebody that knew how to play the game, they were like God. You're like, oh my God, you're amazing. So, yeah. But speaking of arcades, here's a blast from the past that I thought was really interesting this week. I've always wanted to have a gaming cabinet in my basement. At one point, I did have one, and then I got rid of it because it was just taking up too much space. But I'm really interested in this story right here because for the price of the cabinet plus the size of the cabinet might not be a bad idea. Plus it's something that you actually have to make yourself, which is they said is really easy to do, but not a bad idea because if you've ever seen a cabinet like an old like 1980s 1990s video game cabinet, they use CRT monitors and those things probably weigh a good 200 to 300 pounds by themselves.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
Very heavy.
Very, very heavy. Like ridiculously heavy. Just because the CRT monitors were just ridiculous and they just had tons of stuff in them. The one I had probably was, the one I put my friend through a wall. Did I tell you that story?
No.
Oh, okay. So I went to an arcade auction and me and my buddy Jeff, we bid on machines and we won them. So I got Raiden 3, the old airplane game. The cabinet was pure wood, and obviously it had the old CRT in there, so it had the original components, original motherboard, had a really nice open setup with it because it had a slidable motherboard out of it, so you could swap out buttons or you could swap out motherboard if you ever wanted to. The thing was just massive. It was like probably a good 6 feet tall, so good 6 feet tall, so like a full-sized arcade cabinet. So, but the thing weighed about 200 pounds. So obviously I didn't have the equipment to haul that thing off or put it in my basement as I wanted to, like a smart person would have. So me and my buddy Jeff gets down. He goes down, down the stairs, and I'm at the top of the stairs. And we're basically decided we're going to slide it down its back down the stairs. Well, fine and dandy if we had straps on and we were being smart about it. But we weren't. He was just basically at the stairs holding it up. And Jeff he's a tough guy, and he's a very strong man. He used to be he used to be an Army Ranger. So very, very smart, very, very strong, very, guy you don't want to mess with. But the thing is that when you're trying to lift 200 pounds by yourself, if you don't do that on a regular basis, it's not going to go good for you. So I had the top of the machine. He had the bottom of the machine. He's going down slowly. And he's like, just take it straight at a time. Well, there was this wood latch underneath the back of the machine that caught on the stair, and we were stuck. So he's like, okay, go ahead and lift it and, come back down with it. So I lifted it, but it broke away from me. So he's got the full weight of the machine on him. It goes just sliding down the stairs with him basically holding on for dear God, dear life, with him basically basically he's running down the stairs with the machine coming after him, holding on to the machine, trying not to die.
Yeah.
And running backwards, keep in mind. Well, he finally hits the ground, but the weight of the machine pushes him into the wall. He busts through the drywall, and there was a huge butt print of drywall where his whole body went through. And if the machine would have been like an inch lower, it would have broken his kneecaps. So, yeah. Needless to say, we got the machine in the basement for a long time, and then I got bored with it, and I sold it, and I actually had a team. I had a team carrying it out. Just be careful if you're going to buy an arcade machine. Okay, that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Have somebody professionally deliver them, or professionally put them in for you, or have the equipment to put them in. Because two guys just carrying it ain't going to cut it. That's all I got to say. But the reason I bring that up is because there's a million ways, obviously, to enjoy classic arcade video games from the 1980s and 1990s these days, but these are still something special about playing them on an actual arcade cabinet. I agree with that.
Yep.
So that's why the toy manufacturer, Tastemakers, is hoping to capitalize on with their new version called Arcade 1-Up, which is a new line of modern arcade machines for the home. There's 5 different Arcade 1-Up machines are set to be released this fall. Each will include a set of 4 beloved video games from the arcade era. For instance, the Centipede cabinet comes with Breakout, Millipede, and Missile Command, as well as the Asteroids Deluxe machine also comes with the original Asteroids along with Major Havoc and Tempest. That's really cool. One of the other 3 cabinets will feature a non-Atari game, Capcom Street Fighter II. The Arcade 1-Up cabinets are 4 feet tall, which is a good size, actually. So, because you can prop those up. And Tastemaker said in the news release that the machines will offer the same gameplay as the originals with same sounds, joysticks, and buttons. Note the Centipede machine doesn't feature a joystick since none of the 4 games include the cabinet, so it would have the roller ball is what it would have. So, as far as the display action go, it's going to actually take place on a 17-inch LED screen. Buyers will have to put the machines together, although Tastemaker said the cabinets can be easily assembled. Each Arcade 1 cabinet will sell for $399, which is on the low end of the prices for arcade machines. Yeah, I've seen those suckers go for thousands. So if you go to an arcade auction, depending on what the condition is of the machine, yeah, you can spend a pretty penny. I can definitely I can attest to that because I've been to auctions before. So, they don't really have any more details on the software or the cabinets at this point in time, but I would say stay tuned for that. But $399 for an arcade machine. If you've ever wanted to get an arcade machine like in your man cave or your basement or your house or just something to have fun with, that's actually that's decent. That's really decent for the arcade itself. Obviously, you'd have to assemble it yourself, but if they're coming with step-by-step instructions, I may be interested in that. That may be a good Christmas present for me. Just saying.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's something that you'd like if you have the space for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like definitely any kind of gamer would want one of those.
Oh yeah.
I know. I definitely would.
Yeah, for $399 though, because I'm trying to think. I paid trying to think. I think I paid $350 for mine, but mine was like super old and decrepit, and it didn't have the original artwork on the sides. So if this comes with a beautiful arcade cabinet with the original artwork, not the original artwork, but just artwork on the sides, I would say it's all for it. Yeah, because that artwork is hard to find. So, that's why I said if you ever go to an arcade auction, it's depending on what the machine is and how what it looks like and the condition of the machine. Yeah, I've seen crazy machines go for just thousands.
I've seen insane prices. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think of it because there's companies out there that will build you a brand new one, but they go for like $2-3 grand a pop. So, and if you're a pinball fan, forget about it. Pinball machines are like 10 grand.
Those are insane. Yeah.
Those are nuts. So, we have a pinball arcade here, and he's a Bailey's dealer, and I have no idea how they afford to put the machines in there. It's ridiculous. Yeah, because they're like 10 grand a pop. So even at the arcade, like at the auctions, I've seen pinball machines go for like $3,000-$4,000, sometimes $5,000-$6,000. Like I said, depending on what the condition of the machine is, but still crazy, still very crazy. So, but let's just do this because I think we need a break, and I think I really need to break out my dad voice right now. But we talked about, what was it, last week, about Shaq Fu. And it's coming back, and we really were just asking ourselves, why is this coming back? Well, I did a little... Yeah, why is this happening? Well, I did a little digging. And did you know that this was a crowd-funded game?
How?
Yeah, it was crowdfunded.
How? And why? I mean, who are you people that did that?
I want to know
And
so
how can I
bad.
punish you?
I want to know so bad so I can punch you in the face. I'm sorry.
I mean, really, who did that? Shame on you.
I know.
It's just
know.
shame. All of the shame on you.
I didn't even have to do my dad voice. You did it for me. Thank you. Yeah, totally crowdfunded. Yeah. Guys, come on. I don't know.
It makes, oh God, like it's like
Yeah.
how, what were you thinking?
Obviously, somebody had to have the idea. Like, the developer probably had the idea, and they're like, hey, we're thinking about bringing back this game. Would you guys, would you want to support this? And people supported it. Come on.
People were like, oh yeah, Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq Fu. That was
the
the dumbest game ever. Let's bring it back. Yeah, all right. I'm still waiting.
Is if it was supported by the General.
I know,
that
right?
Was like the biggest supporter was the General.
Yeah, and sponsored by Icy Hot. Maybe it was them. Maybe it was Icy Hot and the General Car
Gold
Insurance.
Bond.
Yeah, and Gold Bond. Yeah, Gold Bond. They're like, how can we
They
get
were like,
Shaq?
yeah.
How can we get Shaq relevant again? I don't know. Shaq Fu did it brilliant.
We need to.
Johnson.
We want him to look cool and hip.
Yeah.
Not like all about like the old people in pain stuff.
You know what's gonna be really funny though? Like, like if like in the game, I think in the regular Shaq Fu, like there was power ups and stuff like that. Like instead of like power ups, like it was just like bars of Gold Bond or Icy Hot.
Yeah.
Or like like
Yeah, it gives him
like
definitely like the
yeah.
Gold Bond powder. It gives
right,
him,
like when he gets
certain
hit,
power-ups.
when he gets hit or something like that, and he's like, hold on, time out, and then he's like just in the corner, like rubbing Gold Bond on himself.
That is the best.
I would laugh. I would laugh so hard. I would be like, okay, you guys got me. Like, I'm buying this game now. You guys are amazing.
The best.
Yeah.
So, that would win.
Yeah.
That would be a definite win.
I would be okay with that one. Yeah, I was reading that article today, and it said that it said that it was crowdfunded. Yeah, so I don't know who thought it was a good idea. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea. It's happening. It's going to come out.
Yeah.
So it's coming out this spring, I think, is what they said. So it'll be interesting. So
that's just, I mean,
PG.
I don't really know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Other than it's going to be terrible.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
unless it's amazing.
Unless it's amazing, and we have to apologize again, fine. But
I can't see how.
Guys, here's the thing, and this is where my dad voice is going to come out. Okay. Sometimes your parents may seem square. Sometimes your parents may seem like they're just being a bunch of, a-holes. There's a reason for it, though, okay? And that's because your parents have already suffered through that, and your parents don't want you to suffer through the same things or the same mistakes again. Because lessons in history, if we don't remember them, they repeat themselves over and over and over again, okay? That's just the truth. You can look at all the history, and the history itself, it always repeats itself because people never learn the lesson, or people forget why this happened. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just protecting you kids out there that listen to the show, or younger audience, obviously our younger audience. I'm protecting you. This is not a good idea, okay?
No.
I remember.
Really not.
Yeah, I remember the first Shaq Fu game, okay? It wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't a top 20 game. Okay.
If you actually wrote home about it, it was to talk about
how bad it was.
That was what you wrote. That was what you actually wrote.
Oh, God.
It was not something to play.
Look, I love you kids, and I think what you're doing now is amazing, but seriously, just let us have this one, okay? Just take our advice. Just trust us.
In the fact that we know it is not something that you want to spend real people's money on.
I had to laugh too because I was watching like trailers for movies coming out this year. You know what movie they're remaking? They're remaking Overboard.
The Goldie Hawn
Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell. Yeah, I swear to God.
Kurt Russell movie?
Yeah, they're remaking it. I swear.
That's not a thing.
They are remaking it. It's with Anna Faris and some other dude, and it's reverse where he gets amnesia and she's the one that takes advantage of him, and basically pretends that he's her husband and they have 3 girls together. Yeah, swear to God, it's gonna happen. This is guys, this is where I have to draw the line. I'm sorry. Stop screwing with our past to try to make yourself a future, okay? Come up with new and brilliant ideas. You kids are smart, you kids are intelligent, you have more technology than we ever did as a kid. Stop using our old crap and go make something new. That's all I'm going to say. I said my piece. Now you're grounded and go to your room. All right. Moving on. All right. But if you guys aren't doing anything this Thursday and Friday night, if you just want to be a shut-in this week, that's perfectly okay, because the DICE Summit is going on through the 22nd through the 23rd this week. So starting this Thursday, running till Friday, and capping it off Friday night with the DICE Awards will be this Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 10 here, and then 9 Western, and then 8 o'clock. And on the East Coast, on the West Coast, I'm sorry. So yeah, if you guys aren't doing anything. The only thing with that, though, is that IGN actually has the exclusive rights to it, which I thought was very interesting. So if you want to watch it, you can't watch it on Twitch or anything like that. You're actually going to have to go to IGN and watch it. So, interesting.
Well, all right.
So there you go. Congrats to IGN for grabbing that. Here's a cool story about Rocket League. Rocket League has announced Psyonix, obviously the developer of it. I love that game. I don't even care what you say about the game. I love the game. It's just a fun game.
I never said anything bad about it.
I know, but I know not you personally, but I'm breaking the third wall here. I'm just saying, if you hate the game, fine. That's your opinion. I love that game though. It's an adorable game, and it's just a lot of fun to play. And it's hard to master. So. Starting this spring, they stated that they're going to be bringing tournaments into the game, which would be awesome. So, because people, I guess, have been asking for tournaments. We get a lot of requests. Like, we were out at the Dragon Ball Z tournament. A lot of people asked us to throw this as a tournament. So, it may happen. Either that, or we may start doing this at Battlegrounds. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, really cool game, though. I love it. But they're going to start having tournaments starting in spring. The other thing that I thought was really cool, too, that was in the news this week, is that they've teamed up with Hot Wheels. If you guys haven't played the game, you know that there's Hot Wheels cars in the game. But Hot Wheels is developing a toy set, obviously Rocket League toy set. The cool thing about it is that it will have the kit is basically going to include the arena. So you'll have your 2 goals, you'll have your ball, and then you'll have 2 race cars. The cars will be powered by either Android or iOS app that you can download. So you can basically drive these cars around and play Rocket League, kind of like IRL.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't know. Maybe. Here's the thing, like I could see them, obviously this is being marketed to children. Fine. Yep. But the base price of this system, $180. $180 for the base price of this thing. And obviously that comes with the arena, comes with the 2 cars, comes with the ball, comes with the chargers, and obviously it comes with the instructions of how to download the app so you can, control the cars. $180 though. That's kind of rough.
Ouch.
For something that you could go buy, you could go buy the video game for, $20 or $30, whatever edition you want to get, and have just as much fun on the video game. I don't know. It's kind of like that. What was that? The Anki Overdrive, race car set.
Has that.
Yeah,
and it just the cars are almost $100 a piece.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it's a cool idea, but I just kind of feel like it's tailored to the rich. Yeah.
So. Speaking of, the same kind of augmented thing. So I saw a commercial the other day, and I was like, oh God, my son's probably gonna look at this too.
Yeah.
And it was one where it was a like little army men kind of thing.
Sure.
And they come in like packs maybe of like probably between like 1 and 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they, and it said, oh, there's over 100 different unique ones. And basically you just set them up against each other, and then you use an app to make them look like they're actually having wars. But you can use like cards and stuff.
Gotcha. So augmented reality. Yeah.
Right. It's like augmented reality, but at the same time they have like cards with their stats and everything on them.
Sure.
So if you just, let's say each pack is maybe like $5 to $7, that's being generous, right?
Yeah.
There's over 100 different guys.
So it's like $500.
Anywhere between
Yeah.
between $500 and $700 for him to collect the whole set. That is insane.
That's just
I mean,
good. That's just
great.
good.
That's great for the.
That's just good
for the
marketing.
companies,
Yeah.
but- yeah,
Yeah.
but for anybody who actually thinks that their kid's going to collect them all,
Right.
forget about it.
Well, it's not the first time that, toys have done that. Obviously, Pokemon and
I mean,
Yu-
even
Yu-Gi-Oh!
like
and
all of the actual
Yeah.
the first round, what was Skylanders?
Skylanders
those,
and
those things. Yeah.
Amiibos and Playmation
Yeah.
and, there's a billion different things that do it. I mean, people either get hooked or they don't. So I'm addicted to Amiibos. I am. I have probably over 100 Amiibos. So
Yep.
they make them for a reason. People buy them, dude. And Amiibos are more expensive. Amiibos are anywhere between. I think the most expensive Amiibo I had to buy was like $40. So
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
the price of Amiibos has like dropped significantly.
yeah. Well, that was
but
back in the
still-
day when they were super hard to get.
Right,
so
when they were crazy rare.
They're
Yeah.
crazy rare. Yeah. So, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they sell the stuff for a reason. So I'm guessing, obviously, people love Hot Wheels enough. I mean, I grew up with Hot Wheels. I grew up with Hot Wheels, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Micro Machines.
Yeah,
So
I love Micro Machines.
I loved them too.
Great.
Yeah. So
I gotta step back for a second.
Yeah.
I gotta step back. I just gotta reiterate. What are you people thinking?
Shaq Fu.
What are you thinking with Shaq Fu? Seriously.
Sorry.
I had to bring it up again
Yeah.
because seriously, what are you people thinking?
Right. I'm gonna title the show "Will uses his dad voice." All right. So, yeah.
I don't even know how to say it any clearer. What is wrong with all of you?
Sorry, it just happened. I don't know.
Me and Mike are going to come up with a game
Mm-hmm.
that will give you, and we'll crowdfund the game.
Yeah.
And then we will send each one of you a little package full of actual poop.
There you go.
And then
Well-
we'll call it, but we'll take your money.
I think it goes back to like what Gabriel Iglesias, if you don't know him, famous comedian, really, really funny. I love that guy. He basically said, he's like, the one class that we don't teach kids anymore is common sense. He was like, we should just have a class in high school or, junior high or wherever called common sense. And he was like, and it could be the easiest class ever. And he's like, and it would just be the same thing every day. And he was like, up, down, left, right, take a shower. So I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like we lose our common sense a lot. So, but let's cover the last couple games, and then I did want to talk about one. Well, we've talked about this before, but it looks like it's becoming a reality, and we'll end on that. But the Surge 2, if you guys don't remember the Surge, very hard game, but amazing game. I was really excited about that game, and I still love it, and I still play it from time to time.
Yep.
Word on the street is that they are making a sequel. So
Yeah, that's really cool.
that's going to
And
happen.
There's a lot of information about it too. That they're
Yeah.
making it a much more open
World.
area world.
Yep, and they
Not-
said
I don't know,
fully.
like open, but much
Yeah.
bigger.
Well, they said it was gonna
open
be more open to where they didn't have to have a ton of loading screens anymore, which was
Right.
cool.
Yeah, they wanted it to just be very free flowing, which is I think
Very
that's
nice.
great.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, they said there's you could fully customize your characters, and there's going to be side
Yeah.
quests this time. So, if you guys have never played the Surge, I would think that was one of the high recommendations from me and Will to go try it out. It was hard to get
Yeah.
that game because it wasn't really mainstream that much. So I think you
Yeah,
had to like
was-
order it.
was kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure now you could probably find it. Maybe I don't think probably not
Maybe.
like Best Buy or whatever.
Yeah.
But probably at a GameStop you could
Probably.
probably find a used copy.
Yeah. A lot of fun though. I loved it.
And I would say it's totally worth getting a copy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it actually might be on the. I think it's either on the PlayStation Store right now
Sure.
on one of the sales.
Yeah.
Or it's something on sale right now, so
Yeah.
you can actually get it pretty cheap.
Go
so
check it out. Well,
being that there's
the warning that I did want to give about that game, though, is that if you guys are not fans of Dark Souls, Bloodborne,
Yeah.
Neo, you're not gonna like that game because it's exactly like that game. It's just set in a futuristic universe, but it's like robots that you fight and you piece together armor and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't just run around with a bandit just whacking things
It
and
is-
expect that you're going to live.
Right,
You're
it is
gonna die.
super super hard, just like Bloodborne was, or
any
Dark
of those
Souls.
kind of games. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to look at the enemies, learn their patterns, learn how they swing. Even like remembering like when you first played Dark Souls
Yep.
and or Bloodborne or any of those games, you had to physically pay attention to even the first enemies
Yep.
that you fought.
Yep.
And they all have tells. Everything is fair,
Sure.
but you have to pay attention.
Yep.
If not, you die.
Pretty
a
much.
lot.
A lot.
And, I mean, I love those games.
Yep.
I mean, I die a lot, and then I learn, and I prided myself on every one of them that came out. I beat every boss. I found every secret. I did everything, and I completed the game.
Yep.
So, it was
I need to go
just-
back and finish
Well.
Neo. I haven't finished that one as of yet. So
I couldn't. That was one I couldn't finish. It was just, I got to a point where it was
too good, though.
hard,
it was really good though.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really good. But
Yeah.
there were just some bosses.
They were
where
ridiculous.
I didn't know. I was trying to figure out what could I possibly do
Right.
to bolster my stats
Right.
to be able to take that boss down. So I don't know. It's such a good game though.
It was. It was really
So
interesting.
good.
Sorry for yawning. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired.
all right.
So it's all good. Been with a 5-year-old all day.
Yeah.
So, moving on though, last couple stories I want to cover, and then I want to cover a big one by Blizzard. But THQ Nordic, which is really interesting to see this because THQ Nordic is smaller than Deep Silver. Deep Silver is actually bigger, but Deep Silver was actually purchased by THQ Nordic. If you guys don't know who THQ Nordic are, who they are, they're responsible for. Didn't they do a God of War game, I think, or something? I don't remember. They've done a
Maybe
lot.
One of the older ones. I
Yeah,
don't
maybe.
remember.
I don't remember. Deep Silver, though, obviously sound familiar because they made Dead Island, Saints Row, obviously.
Yes.
I'm kind of interested in this story, though, because does that mean that they're finally going to do, push the Dead Island 2 that we've been waiting for the last 6 years? I don't know.
They said that,
Yeah.
that in the thing that I read, it did say that they purchased it.
Yeah.
So if they purchased it, that means they must be
Maybe
going to
go
work
back
on it,
in and make sure everything's still okay with it, and maybe do the second one. Because Dead Island was really cool. It had mixed reviews, but I was kind of excited to see
I
the
thought they
second
were
one.
fun.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
definitely.
I just know that how it was reviewed though it was hit or miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely was. And on top of that,
Yeah.
it's such a good trailer
Mhm.
for a game that it didn't look
Anything like it. Yeah. I think that's
so
where a lot of
little-
people got burned. Is people really
Yeah,
didn't think it was what it was kind of promoted as. Yeah.
Yeah, the misinformation for the way that the one part looked, and
Mm-hmm.
then it just wasn't like that. But I still thought it was really cool.
Well, the cool
And I
thing, the
feel
thing
like
that
it
I
could be good. The second
well,
one could be really great.
it could be. And the thing that I took in that game, and I had a blast with it, is I went into that game thinking if I was in a zombie apocalypse and I had to survive, this is exactly how I would think that survival would go. That's exactly how I took it. So,
Yeah.
but, people had their own, ideas about it. So, moving on.
See, what confuses me is the Dying Light was the same people,
Yeah.
and that game was and still is amazing.
Yeah. So,
It was so well done. I think the only weird part about it was they put the jump button on one of the triggers.
yeah.
So you had to really get used to that. It being
Well,
weird
either
like
that or just
but-
remap your controller. Yeah. So,
But it was just that they had it in them to make it be really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you never know.
well,
It
I
could
think maybe
potentially
too,
be awesome.
it came out at a time where everybody was just really getting zombied out. Because Walking Dead was really big at that time, and now it's not so big, and it's like everybody just
Yeah.
kind of like, man, zombies have been done really to death. So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Obviously, more news will come with that. The other story I want to come out with too is if you guys didn't see, The Evil Within 2 just got a huge patch. It actually transforms the game into a first-person shooter. Can't wait to try that.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
interesting.
That'd be fun. So, and then the last story I did want to cover today, obviously before we get out of here, is Blizzard. You know them, you love them, you complain about them, not so much. Blizzard may be prepping for Warcraft 3 remaster announcement soon. So several professional Warcraft 3 players have been spotted, according to the Warcraft site. Wowhead applying for U.S. visas. These include the likes of Foggy, Happy, and Hawk. I know all three of those names. It's really sad that I do. One of them has revealed to pro players they have been invited by Blizzard for a Warcraft 3 event with an announcement slated for the end of the month. Well, obviously, we can't disclose the details because we don't have them, but we could probably hint about them. Happy told the goodgame.ru via Wowhead, at the end of the month there will be a certain offline event. What will be there is a secret because the event will take place in the U.S. He said, I will need to make a visa. It's unlikely this could be Warcraft 4. God, I wish it was Warcraft 4. Since Blizzard has carried on the series lore in World of Warcraft. That's true. Considering that Warcraft 3 players have been invited along with Blizzard's policy to involve the community with its remaster, as we saw with StarCraft, it does lead us to believe that Warcraft 3 may be on the docket here. So quite possibly a remaster or a mobile version of the classic. I would say probably the remaster is probably more realistic. I would say more more obtainable than like a mobile version or obviously a new version of the game. I would love it if they would make the next series like RPG game though, because I loved Warcraft 3. So it just, it was just so good. It's probably one of the best RPGs out there. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I want Blizzard to put out something
new
for all of us that's not a fighting game and just not one of their tried and true franchises. They have the money. I just want them to reach and do something amazing because you know that they can. Oh yeah. Well,
and I know things take time to develop, but yeah, I agree with you. I think they just they either need to do a new franchise or totally just blow us out of the water and do like a new version of something. So,
I know some people think that MMOs are, like a fading thing, but I think that they're getting more and more popular, just not on PC and not the way that they used to look.
Yeah.
With the fact that Elder Scrolls Online consistently does amazingly well, it just shows you that people want that kind of stuff. I feel like if they made these companies made more MMO style games, people would be hooked, especially Blizzard. They have the ability to put out a new MMO style game, but have it be on all of the consoles, on everything. So I want to know what they're really doing behind closed doors.
Well, and that's a question we probably have to wait until BlizzCon. Until they do an announcement or until BlizzCon rolls around. We just don't know. Yeah. But well, obviously we'll keep you enlightened on what happens. Obviously, I'm excited for the end of the month that is going to come up. But we got to get out of here. We ran out of time, so I apologize. But we do thank you for listening. Obviously, check us out, www.thedadsthegame.com. Check out Podcast Radio Network Thursday nights, podcastradionetwork.com. Use the Crikey, TuneIn, they all work the same. Thank you to Player One Coffee. Thank you to Video Games Monthly for helping us and supporting our show. We love you guys, and we'll keep you up to date on everything on the website. So definitely go check out our website. Everything up to date is on there. So, but from Michael Wolf and you, sir.
And me, Will Small.
That's right.
Don't play Shaq Fu.
All right. Will's angry. All right, we got to get out of here. We love you, and we will talk to you next week. Goodbye now.
Thank you for listening to the Dad's the Game radio podcast. Email us your questions and hate mail to dadsthegamepodcast@gmail.com.